Hello, this is Jack Jackson. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to take a TI-84 or 83 calculator and transfer programs from one calculator to the other, and also how to transfer programs back and forth between a computer and a calculator. First thing, of course, you're going to need is your calculator, and then you're also going to need a cable. So there are a couple of different cables that should have come with your calculator. So if you got a TI-84, it should have come with two cables that look something like these. One is it's got the what's called a mini Type B 5-pin USB connector on both ends. That's for connecting calculator to calculator. And then there's one that has that same kind of connector on one end and the Type A USB connector right here on the other end, and that will connect up a calculator to the computer, and that connects right here at the top end here. On this side right here, there's also a connector that's going to look like this. So the TI-83 has a cable that looks like this kind of connector, and you can use this connector to connect to an older TI-83 to another TI-83, or for an 84 to an 83, because the TI-84s also have this kind of a connector as well. And the older looking cable looks something like this for with that kind of connector on one end, and then the USB on the other end for connecting to a computer. So either way, get hold of your cables. If you've got them with your original, fine. If not, run down to your local store, your Walmart, Target, Best Buy, wherever, or order one online. They're not very expensive to replace if you've lost a cable. But in any event, get your cable. Now let's say we're going to connect with this kind of a cable, for example, a calculator to calculator. So we plug that in here. On the receiving calculator, go to second link. So second, the X button, link. And be sure you go over right arrow to receive and hit enter, and that will be waiting for the other calculator to send it information. Now the other calculator, let's see, I can put on to break out of that, I think, yes. Okay. So now for the other calculator, it should have some programs there that you want to send over. So here's a bunch of programs that I've written for my statistics class. Now, in my statistics class, we have these programs written to help us with that, and I actually have videos on how to go through every single line of text here. And you can see, for example, if I were to go over to edit and go down, I'll say to this one here, you can actually see every single line of text. And I have a video that goes over how to put every single one of those lines in there. That is useful. You can learn a lot by seeing how those programs work. It gives you a better understanding of what's going on and so forth. So you may want to take the time to do that. However, you can save a whole lot of time if you can just learn how to link these things up electronically and get them across. And by far the easiest way to do this, if you can get someone who has the programs on their calculator, is to link calculator to calculator, and just like that we can get these things connected up, right? So the easiest way to do this, for example, is if you can catch me in my office physically on campus with my calculator. You can bring your calculator, we can hook them up, and in the space of about a minute we can get these programs over. So I already showed you how to push link receive on the receiving calculator. On the sending calculator, you also hit link, and there are a couple things that you can do. For example, you can hit number 2 here, all minus, and what you do is go through here one at a time, go down and hit the ones that you want transferred, and then go over to transmit and hit transmit. A quicker way to do it might be this. Click number 1, all plus, and everything is already selected, including some things down here that aren't programs, things like some lists and maybe some other things down here, matrices and okay, so there may be some some different things that are down there. Okay, so we can do that. And then you go over here and hit transmit, and in a matter of seconds, that will be transferred over. Okay, and it works the same way with the TI-83, just a different cable to connect up. Okay, so that's probably the easiest way. The next easiest way would be to work with these on a computer. Now, to do this, we're going to need to get some software to start with. So the software is called TI Connect. It's free software. So I'm just going to do a search for that, TI Connect. And that first one right there will do that, or I could have picked it down here. And this takes you to Texas Instruments sites. They have, several different resources there, downloads for some guidebooks and programs and new operating systems. Even upgrading the operating system can be done from there as well. Okay. In fact, let's talk about that. Well, let's do this first. So go to TI Connect, download, and here you see the software for Windows, for Macintosh, Windows, and you even have it for a few different languages. I'm going to do the Windows English. And then there's guidebooks down here if you'd like to have that to tell you how everything works. So I'm just going to do Windows English like this. I'm going to say Save File. So it's downloading, and then it goes to here. Once it's done, I can click on that, go to wherever you select downloads, and it's going to come up and say, do we want to allow it to make changes? It's going to prepare to install, and then we get this installation wizard, which is still working a little bit. And now actually I already have this installed on my computer, so I have the options of modifying, repairing, or removing. If you don't have it on your computer at all, it'll just be an install option. You click next and finish that up. So I'm going to go ahead and just get out of that, because I already have it installed. Okay, so that's the TI Connect software. It looks like there may be another version of it for the CE version of the calculator, the color one. So if you want to get that, you could do that. You can say, I guess we could go to here and see the difference. This is updated here as well. So it looks like this is the newer version over here that will work here. So actually I'm going to go ahead and probably I'm going to go ahead and download that version, because I don't have this version on mine. So it looks like if you got the older TI-84, that would be what you want to do. Maybe this looks like maybe the newer, better version. Still downloading. We'll see how this one works. Okay, so while that's in the process of downloading, in the meantime, you also need to look at where your programs are. Now, I have these programs stored on my Google Drive. So I have, those of you who are in my class have access to this. So I go to Jackson Mathematics Course Files, Statistics, and then there's a folder for calculator programs, and there they are. I can select all of these, click up here, Shift, click here. Okay, that selects all of them, and I should be able to let's see here. Okay, I right-clicked and then click download. Okay, so it's going to download those files, and I'm just going to say save them. Okay, so if you look up here, there's the TI Connect software has been downloaded, and this has been downloaded. So it's under my downloads file is where mine goes on my computer. So wherever your computer downloads things. Okay, so I'm going to start by going here and finish installing this. So this time I'm actually going to really do it because this is a newer version than what I've been using in the past. And I don't want it there. I'm going to change. I'll change hard drives here. Okay. So that's going to install. It may take a second. I'm going to pause the video and come back when it's finished installing. Okay, now it says it gives me options to install, which I'm going to do that. And then finish. So that should be set up now. Place icons on your desktop. This is the older version of the software, and here is the newer one. Okay. All right. Now let me go back to getting the programs. Okay. So here's my file manager. Under downloads, I will go to let's see here. Let's go back to where we were. So we were here. There it is. I can say open that file. And there are the programs right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make me a new file folder, let's say under my C drive, new folder, and say TI-84 programs. Okay, and then I'm going to take all of these. And then I'm just going to drag them over into that folder. So now there they are. Okay, so I can access them. It's under C drive, TI-84 programs. Okay, so now we've gotten them off of the Google Drive. I don't need that anymore. I've got the software downloaded. I don't need that anymore. I've got that picture already done. So we've talked about that. Okay, now let's take a look at what happens with the software. I'm going to do it first with the older software, and then we'll look at the newer version. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my calculator and physically connect the cable to my calculator and my computer. I also have, in addition to this virtual version here, I have an actual physical calculator that I have, and I'm going to use it. Okay, so let me use the older TI Connect software, and when I pull it up, put it over here, we get this screen here. And one thing I can do is go to Device Explorer. And it found okay. All right, there it goes. It came like this. And this is my calculator right here that it's connecting up to. It's kind of like a file manager, and it can see things that I've got saved as different parts of the calculator itself, including, if I expand it, these are the programs that are actually on the calculator. Yours might not have any at first. Let me show you something else that you can do with this software before we go any further. So let me just, okay, so here I push the y equals screen and have some kind of formula in for y1. I can actually push the, let's see, where is it? Right here, screen capture. And then click on this camera right here. And this is going to my calculator and pulling off a picture of my calculator screen, just like it looks on the calculator. And then from here, I can do some things like copy it right there to the clipboard. Now I can paste it into, say, a Word document or a PowerPoint or something like that. And that's one way you can get copies of your calculator screen, say, into a document that you want to present. So that's kind of nice. We can also take a picture here and send it as a picture into your calculator and store it there. There's not as much use for that, but that's a possibility. Okay. So, but anyway, that shows you how you can get a screen capture. Okay. And the other thing I can do though is I can go to Restore. Okay. So now I can go here. It's looking at, take that back. The restore is for a restoring from a backup. What I want to do is send a TI device. That's what I meant to say. So send a TI device. We go here. I can browse. Let's go to, let's see, it was under my C drive. And there's C, and then I had a TI-84 programs right there. And there they all are. I should be able to actually select all of these. Actually, I already have these on my calculator, so but if I go ahead and select this and just follow the directions, open, send, this should send it over directly to my calculator. You may have to put your calculator in receive mode first, but it will do that. Okay, and so that gives you a way to transfer those files onto your computer. Let's take a look and see what the newer software looks like. See if it's how much different it is. Okay, so it comes up like that. It found my calculator. That's probably the screen. There's a screenshot, is right there. And let's see what we can do. We can go to, should be able to go to. So here are some things that are on my calculator here. Let's see what else we've got. Go to this icon right here. We get this to come up. Here's an open program. Go to there. Let's see if I can find my programs again. See TI-84 programs. Again, I should be able to hopefully copy all of these. This is opening some to edit them, it looks like. So I can edit those in here. I click on this icon right here, send to the program. I can click on that. This is the program that I'm in at the moment right here. And I can say I want to set it to that calculator. I'm not going to do this right now because I already have the program on my calculator, but I could just hit send right now. It will send that over. And it looks like I can do that at least one at a time. I can do that for each one of these programs. So rather than having to type all this stuff in for each one, I can just send it right over. Okay, so that will be a way to do that. So that way you can get these things sent over. You can also do one more thing. So going back to the TI site, which is education.ti.com, we can get to this point here where we get to software, OS updates, and apps. And here we have the operating systems for different calculators. Here's the TI-84 Plus color version. Here is the Inspire CAS and non-CAS versions here. Okay, and you can get the latest operating systems from there. Let's see, we should be able to do TI-84, and let's say not the CE, the Silver Edition, say, for example. If we do that, there's the Connect software again. Some different apps that they have that you can go ahead. For example, it's a probability simulation app. It's probably built in. But you can also look at the operating system. Let's click on that specifically. And I'm not seeing the latest operating system for the TI-84. That's not the color version. Okay. Another thing that we can do, at least with this older version of the software, is you can look at updates. It will check for updates and to see if we have any updates to these to the operating system. So it'll find out if my calculator has the latest operating system or if it can be updated. And it says I have the latest software update. I do not need a new version. But if not, if your calculator may give you the option of upgrading the operating system. If it does, that's probably going to wipe out the programs, so you may have to reinstall the programs. If you have other programs, you may want to back them up using the TI Connect software before you do a install, and then you can restore those from the saved versions. Okay, so that gives you some idea of how to use the technology to transfer programs. In my particular class for statistics, we're going to make heavy use of these programs that I've written. So I strongly encourage you to get all of those on your calculator, all of them that I have in that folder on that Google Drive. And I encourage you to use either the TI Connect software to transfer those over, like we just went over in this video, or connect up calculator to calculator if you know someone who already has them. For example, me or another student who already has them. If you can do that, then you can get them over much more easily than by typing in every single line of code. But if you have to, of course, you can also type in every line of code and do it that way as well.